So my name is Modiege Kgowa, SRC for Social Responsiveness 2017. What are my views on men are trash? Okay, to speak to the context of where does men are trash come from, I think that it is a great initiative to aspire to dismantle the patriarchal society in which we live in. However, there's loopholes in the articulation of saying men are trash. I think that there needs to be greater discussions on when we say men are trash. Is it all men in general? Is it black men specifically? Is it white men? So I think those lines of demarcation have not been drawn, because to simply say men are trash in general eliminates the class issue, eliminates the race issue, eliminates the socio and economical context that which we live in. However, men are trash is a good initiative coming from a black feminist perspective, to say that patriarchy has always been at the heart of our struggles as women, and obviously the social violence, gender-based violence that's going on comes as a result of patriarchy and the power that masculinity thinks that they are entitled to. So yes, I think it's a good initiative.
What do you think is the imagination of the initiative?
Men are trash. I think in the end, men are trash would aspire to be in a society where women liberation is not completely achieved, but is a step forward, is progressing and so on and so forth. And obviously the dismantling of patriarchy, as I've said before, that is the inspired imagination.
What do you think is the influence of pop culture and media on the perpetuation of this behavior? Media, wow. I personally do not like media to say. However, someone said something really interesting, that we are media, because media, behind the camera, there's someone else who's trying to tell the story. So I think media is just trying to show us the ill norms of our society at large. However, in perpetuating the culture of trashy behavior, wow, media is really great, because media would have normalized things like saying that it is okay to advertise a men's deodorant using a man's naked body. Where does the nakedness of a female fit in a male deodorant? Media would say that, no, you know what? You can be naked on TV, but behind closed doors, you need to put on your clothes and so on and so forth. You need to look a particular way to be a good moral woman. The contradiction between what they show us, perhaps on those hip-hop music videos of naked females, whatever I call them, bitches, what so on and pose, but then behind closed doors, you want a woman who is fully clothed. Like it does not make sense, to say, what are you teaching the young girl? Are you saying it's okay for them to be naked for the TV, but behind closed doors they can't be? The education behind it. So yeah, media does perpetuate the trashy behavior of men or trash. I don't know if they do it intentionally or they do it passively so. Because there's also, for the sake of entertainment, you need to change a specific persona about yourself and take a particular character just so that you can generate money. You mustn't forget that we come from a background of poverty and so on and so forth. The question then we need to have amongst ourselves is our poverty that deep to an extent that we are willing to tolerate patriarchy in front of national TV, but want to rebuke and call it out behind closed doors as well? That's a deep question that we need to have amongst ourselves. Yeah.
Do you think then the movement has inspired a fruitful dialogue?
Yeah. I think now more than ever comes a discussion for not just women to talk about their own issues, but it also says to the people that they find as being problematic to come down to the table and start really talking about it. And in essence, I'm thinking about one of the biggest issues that we can talk about that would have generated from Men Are Trash is feminism. What is a patriarch's stance in a feminist agenda? Can a male person be a feminist? Which is a deep conversation. Then we begin to understand the root of feminism and the historical context of how did feminism come about and how does it propel the Men Are Trash agenda. So conversations are going to take place, I believe so. So it is fruitful. It is long overdue. The conversation is long overdue. There were moments where people try to talk about it this way, but obviously emotions are involved and so on and so forth. But I think it's time for us to have discussion tables to start really engaging on theory, but also social and political norms.
I feel like I still want to ask her something.
Ask?
About male feminists.
Yeah.
Male feminists, are they also part of the problem then of Men Are Trash? Because you mentioned them that
in a sense, yes. I feel in a sense, yes, because if we understand how feminism came about, that there's a notion that says patriarchy affects both men and women, which is true. I do not dispute that fact. However, when it comes to the ideologies behind feminism, it speaks to women liberation, it speaks to femme bodies liberation and so on and so forth. You can't be part of the problem and want to be part of the solution. How are you going to represent the person who feel victimized by you? What do you mean when you say you're a male feminist? You can only be a sympathizer to feminism. You don't understand. You don't understand the lived experiences of a femme body who's gone through so much. Perhaps you can understand, but you have never lived through that. We can only sympathize with you. You can only sympathize with my pain. You can only try to dismantle the outside factors that contributes to my pain. But you can't live my pain. It's a lived experience. It's not out of theory or some articulation or book read thing that I took a stance based on that. No, I don't take a stance based on the fact that I read that Ngungi Watiogo said that women feel so and so and so. No, in the townships when I walk every day, I have to experience a group of guys there, and in a way, I must find a way to protect myself. How then do you come as a male and say, I am a feminist? You sympathizing with my pain. You're not a feminist.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. But I mean, there's patriarchs who would want to, they don't want to admit that patriarchy needs to change form in one way or the other, given the social context that we're in. They would want to advocate and take this struggle head on, thinking, I don't know, what do they think? I don't understand the logic behind that, but I think that's entitlement, to want to own a pain that's not yours. It's a bad example, but it's like white people saying, oh yeah, we know what black struggles are. It's a bad example, it's two different cases, but imagine a white person saying to you, oh no, we are activists, we are black activists. You are part of the problem and you still want to be part of the solution. And the idea that men are men cannot be feminists is not trying to divide us per se.
Yeah.
We're working through the same racial race and struggle and so and so on and so forth. We're still working through the same class struggle and so on and so forth. But it's simply saying, acknowledge that in your positionality as a male species, you have a certain amount of privilege that I, as a black woman, do not have. You know, and if we can come to that, it will be easy for us to come to the table and work together. For as long as I say this about you and you keep on throwing it back at me and telling me that we have bigger struggles to face than this, we're never going to solve the problem. Because at the end of the day, after going to the battle and fighting white men, I must come back to you. It's now me and you. Am I still going to fight you now? You know, let's solve this here so that when we go there, the enemy cannot easily come between us.
Rose.
Thank you.